All right, I'm here for the first interview of I Am Dallas 2023 with Cynic coming off of a tough loss against G2. So the first question I want to introduce, start with you is you picked Inferno against G2, which is their best map. Can you sort of walk us through the thought process of choosing Inferno?
Um, I think that we have a really similar map pool to G2, so obviously Inferno is one of our better maps. So going into it, it was sort of a decision of we just have to play to our strengths because of that overlap. They're also really strong on Nuke and other maps. They play Anubis, Vertigo, so which historically haven't been that great for us, or we've tried to stray away from that. So we just tried to play to our strengths. That was the thought process.
So it's more of like a comfort pick as opposed to playing to sort of hide against their better maps.
Yeah, I would say it was a comfort pick. Obviously, we're comfortable on more maps than Inferno, but um, yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to ask you sort of about this match overall because I was surprised to learn that this is actually your first match ever on Nouns versus a European team, despite you guys having been together for multiple years as a core at this point. So, what were your overall takeaways from playing G2, which is one of the best European teams in the world?
The overall takeaway, um, I would just say we gotta learn from the experience. I think we game planned as well as we could. We obviously fell short. It was kind of disappointing to lose in the way that we did, but I would say we gotta definitely tighten stuff up. Like where we're at right now is definitely not where we need to be if we want to have better results in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think, part of that sort of tightening up and that preparation for this event comes from practicing ahead of the event. Did you guys have any opportunities to do any scrims versus European teams before the event?
Um, Not really. It's hard to get practice. I mean, it was a few days, and then obviously, like we travel for the first couple of days that we're here. A lot of the teams that traveled in here, after they get off the flight, 10 hours coming to America, they don't want to scrim. So most of our prep was just in the server, you know, in demos.
Okay, so you didn't really get a chance to play a lot of European teams, and we've heard from like top level NA teams, your Liquid, your Complexity, your Evil Geniuses, that they find practicing against NA teams isn't super productive. Do you feel the same way, or do you think you can take away a lot from scrimming in NA at the moment?
Um, I think practice is what you make of it, right? I mean, there's no reason why practice can't be productive. I mean, if we I guess we play a lot of repeat teams, so everybody in the scrims and matches all knows what everybody else is going to do. So it's kind of up to you to work on your own stuff.
Yeah, and with that too, I think a big part of Noun's evolution as a team comes from the fact that for when you used to play for Game and Gladiators and then a Squirrel Squad, you didn't really have a ton of LAN opportunities. But now you've gone to two RMRs and now you're here at IM Dallas. How do you guys feel mentally as a team? Are those LAN jitters starting to go away now that you have more experience?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say to a certain extent it never goes away. I mean, it's an opening match. I don't want to make an excuse for why we lost, but I could definitely feel the nerves. There was some miscommunication in some areas, or we got jumpy or it's messy in certain situations. But I think it definitely helps having the experience.
And so heading into, you're going to be playing your elimination match today potentially against Furia with them finishing their match against OG. That's a team, you have more experience with as they do exist in the NA circuit. How do you feel about that upcoming match against Furia? Do you think you guys can give a good chance at taking them in the best of three?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, our plan hasn't really changed. I mean, we've gone into this event with the preparation that we have, and we have to just stick to it.
And then one last question. So recently in April, Nouns finished their vote to sort of keep funding the team for the rest of the year. Was that a big relief for you guys? As now heading into CS2, you'll have the extra level of stability, being one of NA's few signed teams.
Yeah, it's definitely a weight off our shoulder, I would say. I don't know if my dates are completely correct, but I think it goes right up until the RMRs start, like the open qualifiers for the next major. So it's good to just have that stability to be able to just practice, not have to worry about having an org and income.
Is the goal to make it to Copenhagen for the first CS2 major?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Cynic, for your time. Enjoy the rest of the event.